Page 6, the Angelus Bell. Actually, it's a very famous melody, very famous theme from a Sibelius piece, an orchestra piece called Finlandia. We've done this in the orchestra a number of times. It's gorgeous. The idea is the first, or the introduction part, we're trying to sound like bells. Well, good luck. The pedal will take care of that. So at the beginning, let's take this one hand at a time and make sure we understand what's going on here in the fingering. Your 4/4 time, no sharps or flats, we got accidentals, that's okay. And the notes are written here, B in the right hand, but it has a 16 above it. It should be 15. 16, yeah, it should be 15. It means go up 2 octaves from where it's written. So it's here and it's here. If you have a short keyboard, you don't have them, just play the highest ones you have, that's close enough. But otherwise you're up here. And the fingering, they're saying 5/2 on all. This kind of helps to sound more like bells. It's more of a percussive if you do that. Not a real good fingering, but since we're trying to sound like bells, okay, let's try that. We could always use the practice. Just going to use 2 and 5 on these. And you're staying up here until the second line, the last 2 measures, then the 16, or it should be 15, goes away. Now you're down here where it is. So it's not so much bells now, we kind of just play it as legato as you can. Now remember, in the 3rd line down, 3rd measure, you have a C sharp. It's only good for that measure. The next C is natural. And the 4th line down, the little grace note, just a real quick note. I recommend a 2-1 here, it makes it easier. Might take a little practice. And I play the note on the beat. I think in this case you really need to play it before the beat because it's more like a dotted rhythm, but they've written it as a 16th note. So just play it before the beat. The chord in the left hand is here, so it's before the beat rather than on the beat. And then the 16 comes back, which should be a 15. You're back up here again, the same fingering as the top, 2 and 5 on all these. Left hand treble clef, and you have an 8 above it, takes it up an octave. So you're here, and these are all 1/5 also, but you're up here. Well, isn't that fun? Because now you're in the middle of the piano and you're reaching out up here into the stratosphere trying to play these notes. The tendency is to want to move and sit up there. I would encourage you not. Stay right where you're at in the middle, because in the end of the 2nd line, you're back down here on earth again and you're here. So just reach. Don't lean. That throws you off balance. Just reach as best you can. You're up here. And my hands, and then so then you 2nd line, then you're coming down here. Try and play this as connected as you can. Articulation wise, you're going to connect everything. The pedal is going to connect. You can lift up between the phrases if you want to, so you can feel them, but you're not going to hear them. The pedal's going to cover it all up. I might mention here is and phrasing and articulation and all, especially in a piece like this where you can't really hear the phrasing. You can't lift up, like taking a breath thing, because you got sound all the time. Shaping the phrase helps to bring out the phrase. So the phrase is the musical sentence, right? I'm going to play it down here because I don't want to reach. You're out. That's a sentence right there. And then lift up. That's a sentence right there. And then lift up. That's a sentence. Lift up. That's a sentence. Lift up. So you have the sentences, but you can't hear the lift up because the pedal's going to cover it up. what we can do is shape the phrase. Where you end a phrase, well, like you end a sentence, you kind of come down at the end of the sentence. Each sentence, you come out, you know you're ending a thought because you're coming down. Then when you start a new sentence, you're back up again. Well, you can do that here. So at the beginning, when I'm, that's coming away, and then start strong again, sort of. So in the second line, at the end, you come down, you sing, and then start again. Here, and then a new sentence will come up. It's like starting fresh again, and shaping the phrases, and this not just this pieces, any piece helps to bring out the phrasing. Yeah, and there are different ways of shaping a phrase. You don't always have to come down at the end of a phrase. Depends on where the climax is in the phrase. The climax is actually toward the end of the phrase. It's like that. Whoa. Well, then if you're going to start the next phrase, come down a little bit and go back up. Now there you come down. Here. So you have to take the music as it is and do, where's the climax of the phrase, and shape the phrase accordingly. Dynamics, very, very soft. Well, that's easy up here. Up here. You have to play this just as soft as you can. Don't use the soft pedal, that's cheating. You just play it with the hands, soft. And then in the second line, when soft, you come up a little bit, but just a little bit soft. You're soft here, through gentle, and then in the fourth line down, when you go back up, you're very soft. So it's a soft piece all in all. Speed, largo is slow. It's slow. It's just, how slow? Well, it's up to you. But don't let it drag. On piano, it doesn't work if you play really super slow because the piano's too percussive. Where you play a note and it just dies away. So if you wait a while before you play the next note, it's like, really? Yuck. It has to move at least to a point so you can feel a little motion to it, but a largo is pretty slow. And then finally, of course, we add the pedal. And the pedal is going to make it sound like bells, and it's going to allow us to use this fingering and still connect everything. You can pedal it like they're showing. It's overlap pedal. So there's always sound, we're guaranteed sound. That is, the notes go down first, and then the pedal. And when I change the pedal, it's after I play the notes. It overlaps just a little bit. That ensures there's always sound. Because if I'm a little off with the pedal, it won't matter so much because you'll still have sound. Now in the second line, in the third measure, they're telling you to change pedal. I suggest, because you're up really high, don't change pedal. Leave it down through all of that right there. Don't change pedal until you come down here. There, change pedal there. Because you're up so high, the notes don't last very long anyway. Now if you don't have these notes and you're playing them here, then you might want to change the pedal because those notes will last longer. So you have to, according to what piano you have, you may have to adjust things. I didn't mention it, but at the beginning you are coming in on beat 2. Because there's 4 beats in a measure, there's only 3 beats there, but you got 1 beat at the end, so we're fine.